Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 6. This week, we're going to explore bibliographic control. Now, bibliographic control involves all those activities involved in creating and organizing and maintaining records that represent information or items that you hold inside your collection. This is like critical in libraries and other collecting organizations, because it also involves some sources that you actually may not have, like those physical items that you may not be able to have at your fingertips, right? So that could be like indexes or databases, which know a number of you use for your own research. But the whole goal of bibliographic control is to help with the discoverability of information. Okay, it's a difficult topic to understand, because it requires us to think differently about information. So we're thinking about the item, but actually we're thinking more about the discoverability of the item. It's a difficult topic to kind of wrap your head around at first. I struggled with it a lot when I was in graduate school, because it requires us to think differently about information. So if it doesn't click right away, just be patient with yourself. I know this for a lot of these topics is fresh, new ground for a number of you. I'm just going to implore you, please be patient with yourself, okay? You don't take this course and become an expert in bibliographic control at the end of the class, but it's really important to at least understand the basic concepts, and to understand like some of these building blocks, because it's going to help you when you're working with your patrons, you're working inside of any of these information organizations, libraries, museums, archives. It's going to come in beneficial to you. It really is. It'll just help you. It'll help you be better to the patrons and other stakeholders that you're going to be working with. But it'll also help you feel a lot more comfortable in the profession itself. There is another application exercise coming up. It's on the 26th, I think, is the next time it's due. It's directly related to these lectures that you're going to hear today from Dr. B. So you're going to want to probably review these videos again a little later, especially when you start taking on that next application exercise. So a lot of this information we're covering again, and I know this is like I'm repeating myself every week, but a lot of the information that we're covering this week is going to be really helpful for your information organization project. Okay, everything's kind of building up for that. So this week specifically, we're going to be looking at like MARC records and the organization of information using MARC records. And MARC records are the actual records that allow for information to be machine readable. Okay, so MARC records are MARC, and MARC records are kind of like another tip of the spear in the library field. Dr. B also provides a little tutorial on OCLC and OCLC connections. OCLC is a big player in the library field. If any people who are working in libraries, you've probably heard of OCLC. You may have heard people not say the fondest things about OCLC. OCLC it's a non-for-profit organization that's based out of Ohio. They're just a big player in the library field. They do a lot of work in helping with the maintaining of records, so the records that we have for information. And so in this tutorial that Dr. B has put together for you, you're going to be looking at connections. And what connections is used for is to help people organize the information and organize the items inside their collection. So you can use it to develop new records, but more importantly, and this is typically what you see in libraries nowadays, and I would say about 90% of what we have inside of our libraries are items that already have records that have been created for them. Okay, so these items have actual records that you want to bring into your library, so that those items are discoverable by the end user, the patron. Um, so we use OCLC connections to find records that have already been created. So we're not always going out and creating new records. That was a big struggle that you saw in libraries for years. Everybody wanted to just create their own unique special records, and it's not cost effective, but it's also not advantageous to the end user, because it can confuse them, especially when they move from library to library, or move from research facility to different research facility. Okay. So again, this week is going to be on bibliographic control. It won't come natural to everybody. For some people, it will. I would just implore you to just be patient with yourselves. And if you're struggling, by all means, reach out to me. But a number of you also, I mean, you're working inside libraries, and I should have said this earlier. If you're struggling with any of the material, I implore you, reach out to a colleague that you're working with, and pick their brain, get their input, get their advice. They can also help with a lot of this as well, because the field of librarianship, we're taking deep dives, and we're going to have some you know um, you know some content we're going to explore that we can discuss, and we might even be able to like debate it from time to time. But I always felt like the field of information sciences and libraries, it's a really an applied field where you really understand the work itself when you're rolling up your sleeves and you're doing it day to day. So tap in those resources you work with, colleagues you work with. By all means, reach out to me. I'm always happy to meet with you. I'm always happy to talk to you. I've set up some one-on-one meetings with some students. I may do like a drop-in type of event here, where I'll just open up a video channel and anybody can come in and talk to me about the projects or anything else they want to discuss within the course. But for right now, just look into the videos that Dr. B created, and continue with the good work. This is a good class. I've read your work. I've been in the discussion boards. I've had a lot of email exchanges with people. I mean, this is a good class, and I would think everybody here is really doing really well at this time. And just based on some of the questions I'm getting from people, you're really thinking about this field, and you're thinking about the subject area right. So again, be patient with yourself. It doesn't click right away. Give yourself a break. You're not meant to be an expert in this right away. But become familiar with the videos, because they are going to help you not only in this class, but they're going to help you with just like working in the field of information science moving forward. So everybody, have a good week. Enjoy the videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.